Good morning. Today we'll start with entropy. So the topic which we'll discuss today is what is entropy. It is clear from previous discussion that entropy is a useful property and serves as a value tool in second law analysis of engineering devices. We could not define energy either, but it does not interfere with our understanding of energy transformation and conservation energy principle. Granted, entropy is not a household word like energy, but with the continued use, our understanding of entropy will deepen and our appreciation of it will grow. The next discussion is about the entropy by considering the microscopic nature of matter. Microscopic means we will take the small scale movement of the molecules and atoms, and then we will define the entropy. You can take the example in case of solid. When you see microscopically, the level of molecular disorder in solid is less as compared to liquids, and gases as the highest molecular disorder. Entropy can be viewed as a measure of molecular disorder or molecular randomness as a system. Because more disordered, the position of molecules become less predictable and entropy increases. Thus, it is not surprising that entropy of a substance is lowest in solid phase and highest in gas phase. In the solid phase, the molecules of a substance continually oscillate about their equilibrium position, but they cannot move relative to each other, and their position at any instant can be predicted with good certainty. In the gas phase, however, the molecules move about a random, collide with each other, and change direction, making it extremely difficult to predict accurately the microscopic state of the system at any instant. Means in the gas, the molecules will move about their position, and it is hard to predict their position. So to each state of microscopic equilibrium, there corresponds to a large number of possible microscopic states or molecular configurations. Means you can say this gas has number of configurations because the molecule at any time can be at any position. So there are number of configurations. So it is hard to predict where is the actual molecule. So we have to consider the probability of the gas molecule where the molecule actually is. So in terms of probability, you can express entropy as, so it is expressed as thermodynamic probability P by and Boltzmann relation. So entropy is function of Boltzmann constant and your thermodynamic probability. Therefore, from a microscopic point of view, the entropy of system increases whenever the molecular randomness or uncertainty increases. So say at temperature 0 Kelvin, there is no movement of the molecules. If there is no movement of the molecules, it means probability of finding that particular molecule at that place is 1. If you put the value of P1 here, so it log 1 is equal to 0. So entropy is 0. It means for pure crystalline substance at absolute 0 is in the perfect order and its entropy is 0. Means the probability of finding a particular molecule at that position is the 100%, means equal to 1. Therefore, thus entropy is measure of molecular disorder, and molecular disorder of an isolated system increases anytime it undergoes a process. As mentioned earlier, the molecules of the substance in solid phase continually oscillate, creating an uncertainty about their position. These oscillations, however, fade as the temperature is decreased and the molecules supposedly become motionless at absolute 0. This represents a state of ultimate molecular disorder and minimum energy. Therefore, the entropy of a pure crystalline substance at absolute 0 temperature is 0, since there is no uncertainty about the state of molecules at that instant. This is known as third law of thermodynamics. The third law of thermodynamics provides an absolute reference point for the determination of entropy. The entropy determined relative to this point is called absolute entropy, and it is extremely useful in thermodynamic analysis. Further, you can take example why entropy is useful in case of internal combustion engine. If you take example of this load, two persons are pulling from this side, two are pulling from this side. There is no work output, means you can't move this load. In the same way, in case of internal combustion engine, gas molecules has to do work on the piston in same direction. Means whatever the molecules which are channelized in a direction, they will do the work. Otherwise, if there is a random motion of molecules, the work is lost and we are not able to obtain the useful work. Molecules in gas phase possess a considerable amount of kinetic energy. However, we know that no matter how large their kinetic energies are, the gas molecules do not rotate a paddle wheel inserted into a container and produce work. This is because the gas molecules and the energy they possess are disorganized. Means molecules are moving in a random motion, so energy is disorganized. Probably the number of molecules trying to rotate the wheel in one direction at one time may be equal to the number of molecules that are trying to rotate wheel in the another direction. So net effect is cancelled out. So the wheel became motionless. Therefore, we cannot extract any useful work directly from disorganized energy. Now consider a rotating shaft shown in figure this here. This time we consider energy of molecules is completely organized, means shaft molecules are in solid form and they are well organized. This organized energy can readily be used to perform useful tasks such as raising a weight or generating electricity. Being an organized form of energy, work is free of disorder or randomness and thus free of entropy. There is no entropy transfer associated with energy transfer as work. Therefore, in the absence of any friction, the process of raising a weight by a rotating shaft or a flywheel does not produce any entropy. Means if you rotate this shaft, the weight is lifted. So means whatever the rotation of shaft is now used to lift the weight, and weight is lifted in a one direction. So this is the, you can say, work we had done, work we had raised the weight from this side to this side. So therefore, in the absence of any friction, the process of raising the weight by rotating shaft does not produce any entropy. Any process that does not produce any net entropy is reversible, and thus the process just described can be reversed by lowering the weight. If it is frictionless and complete reversible, or there is no entropy generation, if you reverse this weight downward, means we can reverse this process, and the shaft will, the work which is we had you can say the energy which is taken by weight to lift the weight will be reversed to the shaft. Instead of raising a weight, let us operate the paddle wheel in a container filled with gas. The paddle wheel, when you rotate this paddle wheel, the work of this paddle wheel is converted to the internal energy of the gas, as evidenced by a rise in temperature of gas. The gas temperature will rise, creating a higher level molecule disorder in the container. Means whatever this work, this is converted to the disorder of the gas. So this process is quite different from raising a weight, since the organized paddle wheel energy is now converted to highly disorganized form of energy, which cannot be converted back to paddle wheel as the rotational kinetic energy. Only a portion of this energy can be converted to work by partially reorganize it through the use of heat engine. Therefore, energy is degraded during this process. The ability to do work is reduced, molecule disorder is produced, and associated with all this is an increase of entropy. So entropy here is increased, so molecule disorder is increased, and this is a wasteful of your precious work. The quantity of energy is always preserved during an actual process, but quality is bound to decrease. This is the second law. Means energy is conserved, quantity will remain constant, but quality always decrease. This decrease in quality is always accompanied by an increase in entropy. As an example, consider the transfer of 10 kJ of energy as heat from a hot medium to cold one. At end of the process, we will still have 10 kJ of energy, but at a lower temperature. Again, same example, from high temperature body to if heat is transferred to the cold body at low temperature. So this is the degraded form of energy. During heat transfer process, the net entropy increase. The decrease in entropy of the cold body more than offsets the decrease in entropy of hot body. The next relation is TdS relation. Recall the quantity del Q over T, internal reversible, correspond to the differential change in property entropy. The entropy change for a process then can be evaluated by integrating del Q over T along some imaginary internally reversible path between the actual end states. For isothermal internally reversible processes, this integration is straightforward, but when the temperature varies during the process, we have to have a relation between del Q and T to perform this integration. Finding such relations is what we intend to do in this section. The differential form of the conservation energy equation for a closed stationary system containing a simple compressible substance can be expressed for an internally reversible process. Del Q is minus del W is equal to du. del Q is equal to TDS, del W is equal to PdV. So TDS, if you put these values here, it is TDS is equal to du plus PdV. So TDS ds is equal to du plus PdV. This equation is called known as a TDS or Gibbs equation. Notice that the only type of work interaction a simple compressible system may involve, as it undergoes an internally reversible process, is boundary work. The second TDS equation is obtained by eliminating du using the definition of enthalpy. We know H is equal to U plus PV. If you differentiate, you will get du plus PdV plus VdP. From this equation, if you put the value of du, if you replace this du in terms of dH, you will get this relation TDS is equal to dH minus VdP. So equations 723 and 724 are extremely valuable since they relate entropy changes of a system to the changes in other properties. Unlike they are property relations and therefore are independent of the type of the process. Explicit relations for differential changes in entropy are obtained by solving for ds. Means if you divide this equation and this equation with the temperature, you will get these two equations. ds is equal to du by T plus PdV by T, and ds is equal to dH by T minus VdP by T. The entropy change during a process can be determined by integrating either of these equations between the initial and final states. To perform this integration, however, we must know the relationship between du or dH and the temperature, such as du is equal to CVdt and dH is equal to CPdt for ideal gases, as well as the equation of state for substance, such as ideal gas equation of state PV is equal to RT. For substances for which such relation exists is straightforward. For other substances, we have to rely on tabulated data. The TDS relations for non-simple systems, that is a system that involve more than one mode of quasi-equilibrium work, can be obtained in a similar manner by including all the relevant quasi-equilibrium work modes. Entropy change of liquids and solids. Recall that liquids and solids can be approximated as incompressible fluids. So if they are incompressible, the change in volume is 0. So the relation, so this value is 0. So the relation ds becomes du by T. And as we know, du is equal to C dt by T. Since it is incompressible, so specific heat at constant pressure and specific at constant volume are same. So du equals C dt. Now if you integrate this equation, we will get the entropy change in case of liquids and solids, that is CV average log T2 by T1, where C average is the average specific heat of substance over the given temperature interval. Isentropic process. During isentropic process, this change is 0. So this above equation here, if you solve this, you will get T2 equal to T1. That is the during temperature. During isentropic process, the temperature remains constant. The temperature of truly incompressible substance remains constant during isentropic process. Therefore, isentropic process of an incompressible substance is also isothermal. This behavior is closely approximated by liquids and solids. In case of liquid and solids, isentropic process is also called isothermal process. The entropy change for ideal gas, as we know for ideal gas, this is the relation PV is equal to RT. So in the equation 7.25, you can replace du with CVdt and this P by RT by V. So the equation, this equation becomes, these two equations will become ds is equal to CV dt by T plus R dV by D. When you integrate these two equations, after integration you will get change in entropy in terms of CV, or here you will get change in entropy in terms of Cp and pressure. The specific heats of ideal gases, with the exception of monogastric gases, depend on temperature, and the integrals cannot be performed unless the dependence of Cv and Cp on the temperature is known, even when the CVT and CPT functions are available. So this way you can find the entropy if you know specific heats and pressure and temperature of the gas. So this is up to here is about entropy. Subscribe this channel, like this video. Thank you for watching this video.